Hi guys! So today I'm going to start my fall card series and I'm going to be using an older stamp set by My Favorite Things. This is last year's Harvest Mouse stamp set. I got it kind of late and I was in between craft rooms, so I wasn't able to use it last year, so I'm like kind of really excited to use it this year. I'm also going to be using the Waffle Flower apartment die set, which I will be using a lot during this fall season. Also the Adventure Dies by Elizabeth Craft and this little tree by Elizabeth Craft. Also, like always, I'm using the stitched rectangle dies, and the paper pack is also, it's an older pack by Pebbles, and it's Woodland Forest, and I have used this poor pack to death. I love these papers. The colors for this card and the two that will follow in the next video are also the colors that I used for my coloring on all of my little mice. I've pre-cut everything. This is basically just to show you how I put the card together in case you guys want to try it out yourselves. It's super easy. It's just basically scene building and doing it in layers this time on the front of my card. So I've already pre-cut my frames and I have stacked them. So the first smaller frame only has one layer of the foam adhesive, and the second one has two layers, so they'll sit kind of one on top of the other. Now I'm just gonna attach the ground to my I've already put the clouds on my base panel, and I'm just gonna attach the ground to that, and then I'm just gonna figure out where the top, bottom, and the sides of my card are going to be. So I have little pencil marks all the way around, so I know where to put my fruit stand that I'm building with the apartment builder die. This die set is so versatile. You can use it for so many different things, and I have so many ideas, so you are going to see this used quite a few different ways. You don't have to build just buildings. You can do like I'm doing right now, which is make a little fruit stand, or fall themed. You can make an ice cream stand. You can a kissing booth. I mean, you can do so many things with this die. It's ridiculous. It is such a good deal. I'm so glad I got it. So basically, I'm just going to line everything up and figure out where I'm going to place everything. And I'm just going to start building my fruit stand. So a little bit about how I do my cards. I figure out long before, sometimes before I even get my stamp set, what exactly I'm going to do with it. I have a little book and I draw it out, and I might do a video on it later if people want to see how I do it, because I'm not good with colors and figuring out what goes good with what. I'm terrible with that. So basically everything I do is based around the paper that I'm going to use. So in this case, it's the Woodland Forest paper and all the colors in there. I pick a piece out of there that has every color in it, and then I pull out my Copics and I just start matching. And then from those colors and the stamp set, I figure out exactly what colors I'm going to use on my stamps so that everything matches. For this piece, I'm just going to pop it up, and I need to make sure that I figure out exactly where I'm going to put it so I don't have to cut too much of my poor little mouse's feet off, but I do have to cut them. I pre-cut and stamped so many of these little mice and characters so that I could do all three cards. They're all pre-done long before I even start making a card. So these guys, I color them completely because I don't know who's going to get chopped off, who's going to be whole, so I just color it top to bottom as if you were going to see the whole thing. But if you already know ahead of time, there's no reason to color in the legs and do all the shading and all that, because he's going to get cut in half. This is just the frame from the apartment die builder, which is, I believe, is supposed to be the window. And the piece from the middle is right there with the Thankful for You. That sentiment comes from Greeting Farms and Simon Says Stamp Pumpkin Spice It Up collaboration that they did last year. And I used a couple of sentiments on this for the other two cards, which you'll see later. I couldn't put them all on one video because I need to get these videos to be shorter. I want people to actually enjoy them and be able to watch them. So I don't want to make these videos too long. So the other two cards are a little quicker, and they'll be on the next video, which will be out just in a couple days. So I'm just going to pop up my little apple barrel, and I'm going to attach my pumpkin. And this is just kind of like it's on the little shelf. And then I'm going to These poor little legs sitting off to the side, that makes me sad. I'm going to put on my sign, thankful for you. I just used some white embossing powder on that middle piece from the window frame. That is the bottom of my fruit stand. Now I'm going to place my first smaller frame on and just kind of center that, push it down, and then I will start decorating that layer. Because there's a couple of layers here, things either sit inside or on top of each layer. So I'm going to put some grass at the bottom of my little, so because it looks kind of empty down there, so I want to make sure there's something there, because I'm going to attach the little leaf pile down there. You'll see. Also, a little side note on the tree. I don't show you the whole process of the tree because I have now, this one was my second, and then I also did another one with the tree. Time using this tree, and it is time consuming. There are so many little pieces, so I do show you how I start to put it together, but I don't make you sit through the whole entire thing because otherwise it would be so long. It's ridiculous. So we're going to start adhering the rest of the card together. So we're going to pop up the next panel, figure out where everything is where it's gonna lay on the panel, and then if you look at the picture at the beginning, you'll see that I went back and added more to the tree after I had finished it because I just felt like it was still a little too naked. So I had to cut out more leaves and more apples and more, more stuff. So I'm gonna trim off his poor little tail so that he'll tuck right in on the side. So he's on the second layer. And then I think the tree is on the top layer. So he's second layer. And then it's just kind of playing, figuring out where you want all your pieces to go. I cut everything out and knew I wanted it, but I just hadn't figured out where it was going to go yet. So I know that the tree, I want it to be on the very top, and I'll be trimming off anything that hangs over the edge. And if you look at the little pile there with the little apples, I used the Woodland Forest, the red paper in there to do the apples, and I used the paper in there also for a couple different shades of the green leaves. And I didn't cut out enough, so I had to go back and cut out a lot more and keep adding to the tree until it looked full enough. By the end of this video, it doesn't look that full, but I go back and fix that. This card is actually for my best friend, who hopefully she will not watch this video, because she usually doesn't watch them unless I say, hey, go watch this video, so I think I'm okay. But this is for her, and she said that she wanted me to make her a super amazing card because she wanted to put it in a frame and use it in her fall decoration on her mantle for her little fallscape that she has up there. So I tried not to make it too thick, so this isn't actually any thicker than a shaker card, so that way she can put it in a frame and she can stick it up in her little fallscape on her mantle. So that's why I'm doing a really detailed card, but you don't have to just make cards for people to just throw them in a drawer. Sometimes these can be art where you can put them in frames, shadow boxes. You can, my craft room is full of cards that I spent a lot of time on and I love, love, love. And I don't want to ever get rid of them, so I use them to decorate my room. You should see my craft room. It's ridiculously decorated with stuff. Sometimes I just color something and I love the way it looks and I just put it on the wall, because why not? So like I said, I'm just going to show you like a few seconds of me putting this together, because what a chore. These little leaves are so tiny, and the little pickup thing that you use to pick stuff up, it just kept picking them right back up off of the page, so I had to use the pointy little sticker thing, and oh, took forever. So now I'm just going to trim off what's hanging over the side, and still, decorating, trying to figure out where everything's going to go. I still have to put on the other mouse, and I'm going to put that top piece so it goes all the way to the top, and then I'm going to come back after this video is over. If you go back and look, you'll see that tree is a lot fuller, and I also trimmed off some of the stuff that was hanging over and blocking things that I wanted you to be able to see on the card. So there was some cleanup work that happened after the video was over, but this is just the basic process. So you just adhering stuff to the different layers just trying to make the scene kind of flow together. I'm going to put the little pumpkin on the bottom. And I have already ordered the new Lawn Fawn and received fall collection, also the new My Favorite Things Halloween collection. So these are all cards that are going to go into the fall series that I will be putting up, and I'm going to try to make sure that I get at least 1 or 2 videos up a week. That's my goal. I know I say this all the time. I do have a full-time job, so I'm not home where I'm able to do this as much, but I really love making cards. So I'm gonna really try to at least 1, if not 2 videos a week. So basically, this is the end of my card. I'm just gonna, I think I put on maybe 1 or 2 more little leaves to the video part, and then I'll come back afterwards and finish up adding some more stuff. So I'm just gonna finish trimming it down, and we're gonna put it on a card base, which is just a standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding brown card base. I'm just going to attach that with my ATG gun. Sometimes I love that gun, sometimes I hate it. It's not always my best friend. Today it worked out okay. And there it is. There is my Thankful for You Harvest Mouse, My Favorite Things, and it's layered, and hopefully my best friend is going to love it. So thank you guys so much for watching and commenting and subscribing, and I will see you again real soon. Thanks for stopping by.